The Shaykh, after praising Allah and sending salutations, peace and blessings upon the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family and his companions and all those who follow their guidance, he said this topic of fiqh and hadith and the connection between the two of them is a topic that if it's not understood properly, it leads to a deficiency in the results that you're going to get. So the Shaykh, he said that there are many ayat and ahadith in huge numbers that talk about the virtues of fiqh and tafaqquh. So the Shaykh's going to explain what those two mean, so I'm not going to overly translate them. But tafaqquh means to gain understanding. So the Shaykh, he mentioned the first ayah, that if not, that a group of you remain, and that is, as we mentioned, as the ayah was mentioned yesterday, that a group, when they go out to fight, a group of you remain in order to seek knowledge in the religion and to warn their people when they come back to them so that they may take heed. And the Shaykh, he mentioned the hadith that whoever Allah wants good for, He gives him fiqh in the religion. And he mentioned the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, that give him fiqh in the religion and teach him at-ta'wil. And the Shaykh said the ta'wil here, it means teach him tafsir. And the Shaykh said this is a piece of terminology, it's a word or a term that is present in the texts of the Quran and the Sunnah, as the Shaykh has mentioned some of them. And he said, but the question here is, what is the meaning of fiqh in these texts that we have mentioned? Shaykh, he said that fiqh in the Quran, some people are confused, and what they do is they give it the technical meaning that is used today among the later scholars, the scholars who came much later. Fiqh has a very technical meaning. They use that technical meaning that the fuqaha use, and they carry or they understand the ahadith, the ayat that mention fiqh, to be the fiqh that we know today, as in the technical meaning of it, the science of it. And the Shaykh said it's as though they make the fiqh that is mentioned in these texts, these laws and issues that we study in fiqh. And the Shaykh, he said, whereas fiqh as it is mentioned in these texts, the meaning is to have knowledge of what Allah wants from His servants in those things which He commanded them to do and prohibited them from. This is the meaning of fiqh that is encouraged and that is praised within those texts.